though? And welcome to the Boss Up Ball Out podcast, your trusted source for Detroit Lions news and rumors and home of the organic Detroit Lions debate. It's your man, Kurt Steele. On today's show, I look at how the Sports Illustrated picked the Lions to be Super Bowl 59 champions. Do me a favor, like the video, share the video, and comment on the video. And all of these things help us get this content to more Detroit Lions fans just like yourself. We are on our way to 2,000 subscribers. We're currently at 1,792 at the time of this video. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and become a part of the Boss Up family. Now I got to bring in today's guest. Y'all know him, man. The dude is a talented content creator, man. Great film breakdown person, man. My man Avery Giovanni of Spirit of Detroit.
Yeah.
What's going on, Avery?
How y'all doing, man? How you doing, man? This is glad to be here, brother.
Yeah, let's see who's in the building right quick before we get into how we do it here. My man Speak Easy from Speak Easy Sports, man. What was sports over there? What's up, man? What up, though? Hat man, what up, though? Kurt? Hey, man, what up, though, man? What's going on? Brent DeWitt, good morning. JDC is in the building. Push that push button. I am here. Hit that like button, man. Definitely. Boss Up, UP Duke, Doe Crew. What's going on, man? JP is in the building. What's up, man? My brother from another King SJ is in the building, along with Bo Booth is in the building as well. Bo Booth says, hey, Avery, your location disclosed, man. He's always at an undisclosed location, man. Hey, man, you got to keep that stuff. Like we say in the military, secret squirrel, baby. I am a man who could do is in the building. What's going on? All right. So if you don't know how we get down here and how we get to our organic debate, we look at Detroit Lions news, rumors, headlines, or takes. If we agree, we say they are bossed up. If we disagree, we say it is balled on. And we give our take on why we agree or disagree. But on live shows, we do it a little bit different for you guys, man. We want you guys to comment in the chat. If you agree, hashtag bossed up. If you disagree, hashtag balled on. Tell me why. We'll put your comments on the screen and we will look at them together. Now, as promised, our topics of today are the Sports Illustrated named the Lions as Super Bowl favorite. Penei Sewell wrote his ankle, but he is fine. And the Lions add a former and that's supposed to be cornerback, Commanders cornerback. Excuse me. It was up late last night getting this thing together. But let's get into the first topic of today and talk about what they're talking about over on Sports Illustrated. All right. So can't lie, I gotta tell the story. I was at the pharmacy yesterday on Fort Liberty. And if you've ever been on a military installation or been to the pharmacy, it takes a while to get stuff done. So I opened up Twitter, because I still call it Twitter, and saw that Sports Illustrated featured the Lions on the cover of their NFL preview issue. And I have to say, it was one of the proudest moments for me as a Lions fan. I've been Lions fans forever. And the last time the Lions made the NFC Championship game, there was not this type of hype around the team the next season. You know, it was like kind of like that. Oh, it's only a one-time deal. They really wasn't counting the Lions to get back to the NFC Championship game the next season or even the Super Bowl. So, and then one of the things that's going on with the Lions and Sports Illustrated right now is that Brent Sablevsky of Sports Illustrated ranked the Lions number one in his NFL power rankings back in July. He expressed how the Lions overhauled defense and potent weapons on offense made them a serious contender for the Super Bowl in 2024. And then last but not least, reading this article, right? If you got to go over on SportsIllustrated.com and check out the article, you can check it out. I will repost it on X later today or Twitter, because it's Twitter. The author of the feature article of the issues dubbed the Lions the right team in the right town at the right time. That's something.
Yeah.
And then the article quoted Dan Campbell about what he saw in his young team after starting 2-6 back in 2022. Because that's the year we didn't make the playoffs, but we kept the Packers out of the playoffs that year. And he said, this is happening now. We're not winning a ton of games, but it's happening. And pretty soon these puppies will become real dogs. And the Lions have been definitely on an upward projection after that the end of that season. You look at the Lions since then. The Lions have went 22-8 in the last 30 games. 22-8. And Sports Illustrated said the Lions are the team that's going to win the next Super Bowl.
Yeah, Boston. That's a bossed up take.
I'm a little choked up on this thing right here because I haven't seen that. I'm a 52-year-old man who's been a Lions fan most of his adult life. Because all of my adult life, and then I started watching the Lions back when I was a little kid when I got to pick my own team. Most of my family were Cowboys fans because the Lions were trash, and then my uncle taught my grandmother football by watching the Cowboys after church. So all of them were, except for him, he was a Steelers fan. So I was a Steelers fan because I want to be like my uncle. I was the guy I looked up to. But then when I got to pick my own team, and I saw Kung Fu Billy Sims kick old boy in the head on against the Houston Oilers, that was been my team ever since. But to see this now, I am so grateful. I'm bossed up on this one, man. I agree that the Lions can be the Super Bowl champions this year. What do you think, man? Give me your take there, Avery.
Yeah, I'd love for the Lions to be the Super Bowl champions. I would love that. I'm bossed up on it. I love it. But I think that nothing comes without work. Nothing comes without playing the game first. Too many times we get the hype train, and I remember the 2012 Eagles, hype train, and then the bottom fell out. So Dan Campbell, the coaching staff, as well as Jared Goff and the core of this team are really working. I've seen it takes more. Campaign, and they also put it on their stadium. That encapsulates to me everything going on with the Detroit Lions. It takes more. It's going to take more reps. It's going to take more perfection. It's going to take more hard work. It's going to take more grit. It's going to take more to get back to that point and then supersede it and go to the Super Bowl. But they have the schedule. They have 3 games outside. Like they have, they have the schedule. They have the the right time, the right place, the right city. Years ago, I said that this team was going to be built like the Saints, and I think now people see that. It's evident now. But that Saints defense was a turnover machine when they won the Super Bowl, and I liken it to that. If we can really create turnovers, and we can just do the work, because if you look at Aaron Glenn is like the only kind of question mark there, because you have an elite head coach, you have a guy who's going to bring out the most of his players, and then you have an elite offensive line, offensive coordinator. You have all the elite aspects. Your defense has been better every year, like on an upper echelon, especially last year, stopping the run. But we still rank 28th in red zone defense. We still rank like 31st. I got the stats on my phone, but we still rank like 27th in points, in yards given up per game. It's 247 yards given up per game. So we have to do the work to get there. I'm all for it. I'm all for the hype train. I'm all for getting our respect. I'm all for it. It's a long overdue, amount of respect. It's long overdue. But we got to put the work in. Headlines and all these things are really cute, and they impress me because first and foremost, I'm 32 years old. I think the Lions have only been relevant twice in my lifetime. That 2014, 2012 era, and obviously this era. No other time were they relevant. I got a little tread on the tire. Okay, where as you, like you said, like like they was looking at you crazy because you were a Lions fan and they were Dallas fans, but you have, if you feel you 50 something, so kudos to you. But yeah, you also had some 40 years of losing. So yeah, everything we getting right now, we deserve the national attention, the respect, the adulation, admiration. I appreciate it all. However, I still want to work. I don't want to get caught up in a hype train. I don't want to get caught up in being a team with flash and no substance. I want to still do the exact same thing we did, just a little more.
Yeah, and I think that the leaders on the team and Coach Campbell aren't going to let the team rest on their laurels. And like you said, man, faith without they're saying what faith without work is fruitless. So definitely you need to put that work in. Definitely to get this team where we want it to be. All right, let's get back in the comments, man. Hat Brims rock. All right. Bro, Sports Illustrated, Bobu says, cover boys, can't wait. Can't get our pictures on the cover of Rolling Stone. Yeah, no. Gonna buy 5 copies. Yeah, and it's out there. The link's out there on X where you can go. I believe Detroit Sportscast, who's John Macaroon, he's actually writes for Detroit Lions on SI. Because Athlon Sports now owns all Lions fans. So you won't see that moniker over there anymore. I know I got to educate you a little bit because I was looking for all Lions because it was used to be all Lions was on SI, but now Athlon Sports owns that moniker. So now it's Detroit Lions on SI. And check out my man John Macaron over there. If you check out his Twitter account or X, it's called Detroit Sportscast. But John Macaron does a great job over there. That's my guy over there. All right, McLaughlin said that they got the team all the way in the win the Super Bowl 2024. Yes, definitely. For my mother, Ace. A lot of us, man. It's for a lot of us, man. For my man Jim, man.
Yeah,
it'd be tears for me just for that because I know how much Jim loved this team, man, and he loved the Detroit Lions. And shout out to him, man, and his family, his parents, man. Sherry, I'm still friends with her on Facebook. Val, his widow, man. And she's a Bears fan, but she still contributes to the Detroit Lions content community. So boss up, definitely. Brent DeWitt say boss up, man. Bossed up. Take SI Super Bowl or bust this year. Who could do? What's up, man? In the building, what's going on?
Dance for it. Do the dance for it.
Oh, you gotta do that blade dance, man.
Yeah,
boss up, man. You gotta boss up, man. But it takes more, and I love that moniker from the team because Dan Campbell's the type of guy. He's the type of coach that he's not going to let his team rest until they win. And even when they win, he's not going to let them rest in because he told that story about when he was at the Giants. He was a player. They got the Super Bowl. They kind of they relaxed on their laurels, and the next year they went like 7-9, like because they started taking some shortcuts and not practicing as hard. So he's not gonna let his team rest on their laurels, man. All right, SI cover boys are bossed up, man. I love the pictures. Go check out the pictures too, because people are just see the cover with JG and St. Brown and Pinay on the cover, but you got to look in. There's some great pictures. There's a great classic car in there as well. So go check it out, man. Hutch is in there. Taylor Decker's in there. A lot of guys, Anzalone is in there, man. And then go check out the new banner that's out there on Ford Field as well. They put the player banner on the front of the stadium, man. Got some different guys on it this year, man. Got one guy I didn't even recognize him at first, but Khalif Raymond's on there. And that tells you how dedicated they are to that young player, man. And he works hard. People were like, he's the second hardest working receiver on the team because the first one's going to be St. Brown because he ain't going to let nobody outwork him. He going to outwork everybody, but definitely go check it out, man. But let's talk about something that came up the other day, man. And I ain't going to lie to you, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I almost peed my pants when I saw this headline the other day, man. Penei Sewell with his injury update. Definitely on Wednesday, the Detroit Lions All-Pro tackle Penei Sewell left practice early with a limp. And I can't lie to you, my heart sank when I read that Sewell left practice early with the medical staff and was being evaluated for a lower leg injury.
Yeah.
Most Lions fans, I was on when I was on X, I was like, everybody was losing their mind. Like, what the hell? it was bad because
Mhm.
we look at the situation and it's like, man, we can't lose this guy. So, but late
Mhm.
Wednesday evening, Lions beat writer Justin Rogers of Detroit Football Network posted on Twitter he heard from a team source that just said 2 words: he's fine. And then yesterday, Eric Woodyard of ESPN posted that reports out of the My Performance Center at Allen Park is that he just rolled his ankle during practice. He had an MRI and his on that ankle, and it was negative for any structural damage. He just rolled his ankle. He's fine.
Mhm.
Now the Lions won't have any media availability until after the final preseason game on Saturday, which is probably the most likely time we will get an update on Penei Sewell's ankle injury, because we already know the starters aren't going to play on Saturday. Hell, most of the guys on the team that's actually got a roster spot, you won't see them on Saturday, and we'll talk about that a little later. But here's my thing, and I'm just interested to hear your take on this.
Mhm.
Who would have taken Sewell's spot if he had to be out for an extended period? Because right now, Colby Sorsdahl is the backup right tackle. Listen on the depth chart. Now, he played tackle in college primarily, but he's played guard for the Lions. And then we have 2 guys with experience playing tackle on the roster right now, which is Jamarco Jones and Dan Skipper. But Dan Skipper has spent most of his career in Detroit. Most of his snaps have come at what? Guard.
Oh.
No, right guard.
Okay.
That's where
I still at left tackle.
He's played some at left tackle, but
yeah,
I'm talking about his actual NFL counting snaps as game snaps that count for his stats. Most of them have been at guard.
Absolutely.
Jamarco Jones to me is the most experienced, but he's still a guy that's a depth guy and a swing tackle. I'm glad that the worst case scenario didn't happen for the Lions and we didn't lose Penei Sewell for an extended period. Do you think the Lions need to add a veteran swing tackle to the roster? I'm going to tell you, I believe they do. That's one thing a lot of pundits and a lot of content creators have been saying, that the Lions still need to add a good piece for depth on the offensive line. So what do you think about the situation? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I was scared, man. And I saw that Penei Sewell went down. So what are your thoughts on, should the Lions add a backup swing tackle, a veteran that has some NFL experience?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, we need to calm down Woodward Sports. Every time someone step off the field, every time and SI, whoever it is, James Macaron, y'all need to give us really tidbits. It's just a limp or it's okay. Because they had me, I was driving and I know I shouldn't text and drive or whatever, but I was at a stoplight. I got on Twitter and that was the longest stoplight of my life. I swear it was. It was a whole snap. But in totality, to answer your question, I really don't think there should be a signing. I really want these young guys to develop. I want to see more from Jamarco Jones because he had a 90 PFF rating last week. He came out of nowhere for me, and he was he's the highest graded Lion in the second highest graded player in the game. So I think the only one graded higher than him was Mahomes, but I have to look at it again. But he was ranked 90th, 90 PFF. I really like what I've seen from him at that left tackle position, position. So I really want to harp on that. Colby Sorsdahl, y'all got to put him on the field at some time. Colby Sorsdahl has been abysmal in every start that he had last year. And then he's not really showing too much promise. So we have to get him those reps to get him up and coming and up and going. I really think that if you really want your swing tackle, you have to draft next year. It's not ideal because the next year's draft is really defensive draft. I mean, it's like amazingly defensive draft. You talk about guys with defensive tackles that have 7 sacks last year, or you talk about defensive ends or traveling free safeties that can lock up and play corner. Like, it's a lot of defensive talent in next year's draft, but they can get a left tackle or a right tackle or a guard in the second round that's going to be capable and a starter. Also, you got Ragnow, who's, battling injury. He's a little up there, aged in the tooth. Everybody thought he was going to retire some time ago. So we have to understand that, this offensive line is terrific, but we still have to get these core pieces that we have and as backups out there. They have to perform, and we also have to add to them. Just through the draft alone. But I like what I've seen. I've liked what I've seen for the most part, especially from Juwan Jones. So Juwan Jones has my trust. I know he was playing against grocery baggers. That's what they say. But everybody on the NFL get paid too. Everybody on the NFL is trying to get a job, they're trying to pay their rent too. It's the first of the month, So they playing for their life. They might not have the talent of a Travis Kelce or a Mahomes or a Jared Goff or whatever, but they're playing for their lives, and that's even more to play for. So he went against guys that had more to play for, and those guys don't want to be on a bus back home, going back to Nebraska, Indiana, or the grocery store or whatever. And Juwan Jones really came out. So I'm set with Juwan Jones. I'm set with Kobe if he can develop. I seen Manu had a very decent game. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't. I seen him at left tackle. I seen him at guard. It wasn't pretty, but it was developing, and that's what we got to do.
Okay, definitely. All right, so Frank ain't that old, man. Frank only 28 years old. He's 28. That's not old. His body beat up. I will tell you that. That body is whoa. He like an Army 28. Because the Army,
you're like, yeah.
It's different than a civilian 28. That ain't the same thing. He an Army 28. Yeah, but I get what you're saying, man. Definitely. I think that that it's one of those things where I look at it and I'm looking at what we have at Jamarco Jones. He definitely had a good game. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, I'm taking him right now over Skip. I'm taking him over Skip right now. Because Skip as a tackle, Skip ain't great as a tackle. Skip plays good as a guard. And for some reason, he's good at the guard, and he's good at that with the extra tight end, that big tight end. You bring him in and line him over in the line. Yeah, we can do that. As long as he's next to another tackle, he's good. But to put him out there by himself, that is not. I mean, I know Dan Skipper is the practice squad hero, and he's been here forever, but I mean, I just have to be honest, open and honest about that. All right, so last thing we got to talk about today is I think the Lions showed their hand on what they're going to do in this last preseason game because they signed a guy off the street yesterday. I'm like, wow, okay, I don't know who this guy is. But the Lions added a camp body to play cornerback in that last preseason game versus the Steelers on Saturday. Rashad Wild Goose. Okay, he's a former 6th-round draft pick of the Bills in 2021. However, he was released at the final cuts by Buffalo, and then he signed with their practice squad, but then signed to the Jets active roster his rookie year for the rest of the year on their active roster. He played 5 games for the New York Jets that year. He spent 2020 year with the Commanders after the Jets cut him after training camp that year. And the Commanders played him off waivers. He appeared in 15 games, started 3 as a nickel corner for the Commanders in 2022. But he got cut again because he had a 1-year contract with the Commanders in 2023, but they released him after training camp again. So he decided to be a YouTuber. So he's doing what we did. We're doing right now. So, but he hosted a focused channel on short form videos. So he did shorts on his channel, did some various topics. However, he has signed up to play next season in the spring for the Birmingham Stallions of the UFL. I'll say this, that him signing with the Lions for this last preseason game tells me that the Lions are going to sit most of the guys that made this team, because Dan Campbell's already said it's like 5-6 slots left. If they sign a guy like Wild Goose to play that, last preseason game, it tells you that the Lions have had a string of minor injuries in that cornerback room. They're trying to get those guys healthy for the season. So they're not going to put guys that are, that are pretty much roster locks out there on the field versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. So they say, hey, we'll bring you in, man, but you're going to bring you in for this game. But guy's got he's got a good name. Wild Goose is a good name. I mean, I like that last name, Wild Goose. I mean, but he ain't gonna be here for the, he gonna be here. He signed the other day, and on the cut down day, he gonna be gone.
Yeah,
and for day he gonna be gone. But but that just tells you that how the Lions have already pretty much have their roster set. And you look at guys like Vildor, and he locked up his position the last game. I mean,
for sure.
Really
he had a great game. He had an amazing game. Yeah.
And he was playing against the ones. I mean, that tackle he had on Rashee Rice, that was a nice stick. And he just played good coverage.
Yeah, so I looked it up, man, and Vildor actually had a good year. That's the thing is, check this out. His PFF grade, his coverage grade was like an 80. His PFF grade total was like an 80. His tackling grade was a 79 or 68 or something like that. It was some high with the yellow, and I was like, I looked at it. I had to get off the page because I was like, do I hate him? I hate him for one play. Like, we hated him for one play. Like, if Kendall Vildor makes that play, we probably go to the Super Bowl and all this other stuff, but we actually like him, And I remember I had a guy, Brent DeWitt. God bless him. He's always on my channel on Saturdays.
He's here today.
Brent. He was like, it was either Brent. I believe it was Brent though. He was like, we got to show Vildor the door. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, Brent DeWitt. Brent was going crazy. Vildor. ball on that. But this is really strategic by the Lions, and it helps Wild Goose as well. I don't know exactly what he's going to get out of the game, but it's been known that you have a good outing in this game. Some other team is going to see your tape, and then it's really base coverages. We're looking at cover 2, cover 1, cover 0, whatever it is. Even if you want to get more exotic and you want to play a cover 3 Mabel, it's okay. Cover 3 with man coverage principles on the outside. So I just really respect, them just giving a guy a chance, resting Terrion, resting Rakestraw, resting, XYZ. I seen last week there was some mixed reviews with the Rakestraw thing. Like Rakestraw was supposed to play and this, that, and the third. I told my audience they were going to play and they didn't. And I watched the game and they have him in the starting lineup. Rakestraw's there, but he's not on the field. I'm like, man, this is crazy. Next time I'll be better with my gossip of who's starting and who's not. I won't get it from Twitter. And man, I just really love the fact that Kendall Vildor is on the team. We can rest him. Wild Goose is. Come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, man. He was brought in to play this last game.
It's all in the name.
Yeah, you can put some tape, some good tape out there. Maybe you can get a practice squad spot somewhere else, because I don't think he will get it in Detroit.
That dude is like a Pokemon. The name is like Wild Goose. Like I'm gonna send out Wild Goose, attack Pikachu. Like that dude is not. That dude is not gonna.
Yeah, he is not. But like even I heard, even when you hear Dan Campbell says Jake from State Farm is not gonna play in the game either. So like I'm like, you brought this. I mean, I want to see him more than I want to see Nate Sudfeld. I'd rather see Jake from State Farm. Yeah, I'm loving to play on his name because I keep saying it because it's Jake from State Farm, but it's Jake from State Farm, man. That guy, I just want to see what he has. I'm not saying I want him to make the team. I just want to see him out there throwing the ball, running the offense. I mean, because he's been here for 2 weeks now, so we'll see what he can do. But I've seen enough of Nate Sudfeld to last me a lifetime. So I'm ready to see him and Hooker.
He actually played well.
Now he did play well. He only had a 50% completion percentage, but he played well. He played better. He had a touchdown and an interception, but he did play better than he has played before.
As my wife said, he played with a pulse.
Yes,
my wife said. My wife said that. You know, she's like, okay, he's not totally useless. I see now. Like that's what she said.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely bossed up for signing him to one game. All right, Brett DeRiz says Vildor has won me back.
Oh yeah, he getting that real deal right now. He getting that real deal. He's like, look, I never said Brett. I never said, look, Brett DeWitt. Like, I never said show him the door.
Brett is my dude. He's been hanging around here since Eyes on the Prowl. So
good guy.
From my man from Lions Avenue is in the building. Ashanti, man. Yes, football is in the air watching you fellas.
That's my dude, man.
Shout out Avery Lamar Horton. That's my guy, man.
Yeah.
Nice work, Curtis. Man, thanks, man. I gotta get over there on you guys' show, and you gotta get you guys over here, man. I know a lot of guys, it's hard to get on my show because it's so early. So definitely. Hey, y'all know how we do it on our live show, man. We get you in, we get you out. Like Domino's back in the day, 30 minutes or less, man. So now it's time to definitely look at. I mean, man, do me a favor, man. Make sure you follow the show on your favorite social media platforms. Check out my man, Coach Mike Jones, man. He does his thing. He got some great shorts on Wolverine Sports. You know, you can holler at me on all my favorite social media platforms that I'm out there posting this show, posting other content as well. And then LL Cool Torrance, man. Make sure you check him out on Thursdays on Instagram, man, because it get thirsty over there on his Instagram page on a Thursday. If y'all know what thirsty is, y'all know, get your water bottles. You know what I'm saying? All right, my man Avery, tell people where they can find you and your content, my brother. Because let me tell you now, this brother will break it down. His film breakdown is excellent. And he puts everything in common sense terms, and he helps you understand the game better. So go ahead and let them know where they can find your content, man.
Well, thank you. Hey, if you ask some of these YouTubers, I haven't built nothing. So, but I'm so glad that I have, people that come in and watch, and then people are taking notice of what I'm doing. And for a person like yourself, who you're a scholar in this game, as well as you have the years of work in this game, I appreciate that, brother. So thank you. You can find me on Spirit Detroit Podcast. That's this little thing right here, Spirit Detroit Podcast. I'm putting out a lot of videos in the coming week. I was waiting on some film to drop, and it dropped. And I was busy yesterday, but I'm putting it out today, and I just can't wait. I have a series called Tape Don't Lie, and that I try to make it like as common sense, as sensible as possible. And we also have features in there. We have trackers. We have highlight. So we'll make it as easy as possible just to see the film and see what I see or see what, that player saw. So, I just appreciate that, Kurt Steele, one of the legends in this game. And, obviously I can't say nothing about Micro Mike. Micro Mike loves my channel.
Yeah. Me and him, we got the same brain sometimes. Me and Mike, you can see why we get along so well, man. Me and my man, Micro Mike, man. But I appreciate you coming on, man. Hey, thank you guys for starting your Friday with us right here on the Boss Up Ball Out podcast, man. Enjoy your day at work, and if you having a good day, spread that joy. But if you are not having a good day, don't steal anybody else's joy.
That's it.
Do your man Kurt Steele a favor. Whatever you do in life, what you got to do, man. You got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my
Thank you, Bo.
Avery.
Thank you, Brent.
Avery.
Yeah.
This is Kurt Steele, and we gonna holler at you
Yeah.
real soon.